この感触、この匂い。ハンバーガーがドリンクポテト付きで出てきた。
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we're just going to start dipping our toes into OP15 now. So Brook is the deck that I'm planning on playing first in OP15, so that's what you guys will see next week, assuming I can get all the cards for it. But I also wanted to explore some of the other decks that didn't get voted on to see what I'll play after Brook, because I did a lot of testing with Brook. And I think I've got a list that's pretty well locked in, but I was feeling really weak against the meta, so I do want to explore the rest of the meta and make sure that I'm not leaving something more interesting or whatever on the table. I have a lot of fun with Brook. I just feel like there's a lot of like your deck doesn't get there, so I do want to see what else is in the meta. So I went ahead and grabbed this. I saw this in Eggman's video. And I've been playing it a couple times just to see how it feels out. It is definitely a pretty straightforward aggro deck. It is running the Borsalino, but it's not running the Rayquazars. Because I feel like it's a little harder to do in the aggressive version that this deck wants to be. We're running Sanjis, this unblockable Sanji to make our big swings. We've got 2 different ways to go to 9k for the turn. Giving us a whole bunch of defense, and then use one of these Sanjis on one of these big bodies to kind of go for game, with the rest of our top end being the Bonney here, and then a single Roger, which is just great when your opponents aren't able to block and you just get to drain a whole bunch of cards, especially after you've set up maybe a Bonney and a Luffy or something like that. You play down Roger and you will just eat all of the cards in their hand pretty easily. But that's a quick recap on the deck. Let's go ahead and hop into some games. All right, first up we have Teach. This might be a difficult one because I don't know how often the on plays are going to work for us. I'm going to mulligan because I do want to find, yeah, here we have a searcher. We can kind of try to set up something into the late game. This Zoro is going to be good for us. We're not going to get a lot of our on plays, so just do what we can to get ahead. This Bonney allows us to deal with a little bit of stuff that they could swing at us. I'm curious, probably it is correct to just swing 5 and 5 on the next turn here. Just drag out as many cards of them as we can. We'll do a 5. So they probably take, and then we'll do another 5 here just to drag out as many cards as we can. If they take again, I think that's just in general good for us because we do have some pretty good top end stuff. And if they counter, yeah, that's great because it means they're going to be even lower on cards by the time they start using their leader ability, which will work in our favor. Dot Q, I do expect this to come down. Lafitte, and then a dot Q probably. That does make sense. Unfortunately, I think we might have to kind of ignore this. Yeah, there's the dot Q KR guy. They're going to swing 5. We 100% will take this. And then they're going to... ooh, they don't actually go for the... we're going to give the minus, take the top life. Because that allows us to do this heal here, we essentially just get a draw out of it. We go after Lafitte, and then we get to play out Borsalino, gain a life. I'll let us do an on play, or essentially an on curve play, while still dealing with one of them. If they want to invest this into this dot Q, then that's cards that they're taking out of hand, generally, to get there. Unless it's Kuzan fueled. The Kuzan is obviously great at making the deck work. 7 Dawn, we do still get the character rush here, which will be great for us. Our opponent is definitely digging. Ooh, multiple defeats. Okay. Probably means this Borsalino sticks. And this is an activate main, so we do get to clear them all. Let's see how they play it though. Shiryu they can't play out this turn. Caribou. Oh, multiple caribous. Okay. I'm okay with this. We don't have to worry about them very much this turn here. Takyu doesn't get to do anything here. A 5. I will go ahead and take. Ooh, Kingdom Come. KO from life cards. Yeah, I am going to use this trigger. Get rid of one of the caribous. I think this means we will be able to get rid of both Lafitte's, ideally. So we go 5 at 1. And then we go 6 at 1. And then we go Zoro, activate, gain character rush. Oh, they don't have it. I see. Oh, I forgot that that had a criteria. That's fine though. I think this is still good. What are we doing on our next turn? They're definitely going to go for the black hole, I would have to assume here. Because they're really running low on cards. So maybe we do get around the... Can't reveal. This is my age. Played This Is My Age. Another Lafitte. Alright. We're just gonna keep going at these Lafittes here. I think we just take here. I don't think we're that worried about it. Sure. Okay, 6. That's fine with me. I think we go after Lafitte. No, we don't. Because we have access to our on plays. We can do this and still go here. And then we can even play out the Centauro here as a blocker. We're at 7k now. Opponent is going into Tendon, so they're, yeah, here's the Teaches coming down. Realistically, they don't even get to, they get to freeze. Oh, they do get to swing. Okay. I forget that that turns off my leader ability. Zoro can't attack, that's fine. We are going to have multiple blockers, multiple blockers though. And a 5k is pretty easy to use this Sanji here. Because technically, if they don't negate us, we do have this Nami to use here. They keep doing this. I don't know. They're just hoping that I'm going to... Okay, they do turn off my on plays, but they used up a teach for that, which is great. Oh, that was full of lead that they're discarding too. They're going to be down a teach. I wonder what they have in hand. They find a Kuzan. It's pretty good. They're going to discard. Oh, now they are giving us access again to our guys. So let's just start swinging, I guess. 5. And then, oh, they got a trigger here. I'm gonna Burgess. we just... No, 9k doesn't matter that much in the face of... Although in 9, going to 9, quote unquote, with Zoro does mean that they don't get to just play out Teach and get us. Okay. Oh, they hit another. This is my age. Katarina Devon. It's a 2k. Let's just go again. Okay, they had to use up their block eventually. 9 and 3 is 12. That is enough to give them a good poke, but I don't think it's enough to justify it. So let's just play out you, gain a life, and then do we gain another life? Yeah, probably just do. And we'll pass here. I don't think we're possibly dead here. Another Teach, that's fine. They're gonna freeze Zoro again. Zoro and Bonney. Negating Bonney, which is fine. We're just trying to get him to 0 so that we can use one of these Sanjis on one of our Straw Hats, which we need to get another Straw Hat on the board. We've got to remember to get that online. Let's see how they play it, though. Because realistically, they can only really swing at lead. If they want to swing at one of my bodies here, I just let it go, and that just means they don't have that blocker. I think they're actually going to turn off my on plays this turn, maybe. Oh, it's full lead again. 5k. We're going to just take. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it. 0. Yep, that's fine. They've done this every turn. Did they not use the on play here? I am black hold. Let's go 7. Black hole means that the Sanji won't work, so we do have to keep that in mind. Okay, and they pass. Alright, let's hop into the next game. Ooh, we have a Sanji. This one's going to be interesting. I am going to go first here. I can keep this, I think. We are the aggro deck for sure. Kingdom Come, probably not going to be very relevant this game. Let's grab the Luffy. That's the only target we have. This Sanji, though, is going to be good if we can get them low enough. Sanji off of this Luffy. Great stuff. Cost 2, so we could put 8 on here, so 20k unblockable at the end of the game. They do not have access to Red Rock anymore, so we do have a lot more leeway than we did in the past. Okay, they have their first Sanji. Let's just go 5-5, I think. This should get a card out of them. Yep, pass back. Let's see if they ignore little Bonney here. They might, but they might also go for it. That does kind of put us in a weird spot with the Borsalino. If they do just choose to ignore it. Luckily, they do not have access to pudding anymore, so we maybe could consider being a little more aggressive in this one. With our leader ability, I mean. Blue first, draw 2. We're going to do a 6. They're going to do it at face. I like that a lot here. So here we get to do take. We're going to swing a 5. I think we want to leave the blockers up. I think this Nami, well, no, because we're going to have access to the Nami next turn anyways, because of the way our opponent played that. Accumulating cards in hand at this point. We'd like to see a Beckman, if possible. Another Sanji, okay. 5, we'll go ahead and take that. Okay, let's play Nami. Go for 7. And go for another 7. And pass. 8 cards. I think we can deal with 8 cards pretty reasonably here, because we do get to make a 12k blocker next turn and be a 9k leader. So these Sanjis will have some difficulties with their swings. If he wants to go at my board, I think that that's probably reasonable. Gravity Blade here would not be ideal, but they don't have one in the trash yet, so we have that going for us. Another blocker. Here's the Reiju. They just are doing Boof Burst. Okay, I'm okay with this. 5 here. That's fine. No trigger here. Unfortunately, that one's just not going to make a difference. We'll give a 1k and a 1k. All right, so line up our 6s. Six. And then we do you discarding brick, and then we go 7. And we pass. We're at 9k lead. Six at 6. I think we can let Borsalino go. We will use the card action, and we will put this Borsalino into the game. Then we get to block their next swing here. Boof Burst again. Okay. It's easy block. Alright. We can go 12 lead. We can play another... Ooh, do we play out the Zoro on this turn? I kind of do like Zoro on this turn. Gonna do this. They don't have a big enough body for that, but we do get to swing a 9 here, making their giants a problem. Conqueror. Ooh, a little bit of a misplay on our opponent there. I can't gain rush here, just double checking. They need to use their stealth blocks to get those Sanjis back at this point. They're digging. Have they still not seen? I wonder if they're running Gravity Blade, because it is a pretty strong card in the meta, I feel like. Maybe there's a couple decks that it definitely misses. -3, so they're going to maybe try to go with this. Interesting. We have a blocker. So that makes it a bit difficult. These are 8s going into this currently 9 right now. Okay, now they're 9s going into 9. I feel like they need to generate a block here. Okay, still digging, still digging, still digging. Down to just 11 cards in deck. Wow, they've been churning through their deck here. 10 at 9, so this is an easy no block, heat strike, bop, and resolve. 1 or less life cards. Okay. And a 2K. All right, here we can do a 5. Let's do a 9. And another. We can just play another Luffy and go another turn. Let's go 12. It's going to take a lot out of them here. And 16. Ooh, 16. It's tempting. I don't think it's correct to go for it here. We're going to trash one of these Kingdom Comes and pass the turn there. 2 blockers, 2 life. We are a 7K right now, but we'll be a 9K for the final swings. We have 3K encounter, at least 1 counter down here, and a block, 2 blockers. So I think we're probably solid here. Opponent would have to have quite a bit here to make this lethal. So they're just gonna go at my board. I'll give this free 12K here. I'll give it a Borsalino as well. Alright, they do pack it in at that point. So good game to our opponent. Let's hop into another. Ooh, this will be interesting. It's against Nico Robin. I will go first here. I think I want to take that from them. I think we can keep this. The Nami early is good. Sanji into Nami is going to be a good play line for us. Professor Clover finding Darishi. Okay. We're going to go 5 here. And then, ooh, they hit a blocker, and then we'll play out of Sanji and pass. Darishi. They're only going to be a 6 at us here. I think we will counter. Don't know that we'll need the... Oh, they got 2 2Ks out of this. All right, so something to keep in mind. That they have those 2Ks there. What do they discard? Ooh, they're not ramping. Okay. I'll just give the 2K and let go. Then we're gonna go 5. Ooh, they just took. Not what I expected. I keep pushing then. And let's play out the Borsalino. Yeah, I should have not swung there, but I definitely didn't expect that out of them. 6K here. Let's see what they do. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Robin here. 7. Yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Give me cards. I do think it's probably correct to start using up my... this is an on KO. Which means if we get them to use it, then they'll be at a higher life total for the Nami. See if we can get them to use it. They do not. Here, I guess we just play out and pass here. I like to see a Beckman. This Nami list, or this Robin list here, is looking kind of interesting. I think this is probably where we're going to start seeing the Robins come out. Oh, 7. That's an interesting one. I wonder if that was a mistake. Ooh, are they actually going to swing here? 6. Well, if you're not gonna make me, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going for this. Perfect here. Play this, trash you. Then we get to do 5. A 7. And a 9. They hit us all and we pass. Definitely a different list than I've seen before. They're really banking on a lot of those trigger blockers. Probably 8 at least of them. They have access to some more. Ooh, this Luffy is an interesting choice. $11, $9. Yeah, that works. We can trash the Kingdom Come. 7. And 7. Do they hit a trigger? They do not. All right. So they have to swing with this to get access to the 7K base, which means that we have an opportunity to get at least one card out of our life here. They have to swing with it first too, so we get to take that life. 9 here, that seems fine. I think I just let this one go. Choose my leader here. Let's do this. Take the top life so that we have access to it. Let's go a 9 at 6. And then let's go 12 at 6. And then don't gain rush and pass. This is if you are at 1. Okay. Only our opponent on 4 cards. I do think we're in a pretty good spot here. Another Bonney. Or Hiyori. $10. 10 at 12. a choice. Ten at lead. You know what? Sure. Let that one go. Let's see here. Let's go 9 at 7. Okay, they are going to go for the block here. Let's go 12 at 7. Let's do a search. Grab this Luffy. Play Luffy. We will discard the event. And then we get to go 7 at 7. And then we have 2 blockers and 1 life here. We want to hold on to the Sanji because I think we are going to be going for game next turn. Robin, that's fine. Opponent's going to have pretty much no access to cards in hand, I should say. So it'll be a lot on what they trigger. But I do think that we can probably get there. What is this card going to be, I wonder? Where? 10 at 9. I'm going to give a block. All right. So I think we go. Let's go 7 at lead. Hit a block. Let's go 9 at lead. Let's go 12 at lead. Do they hit another blocker? Ooh. So this has to be at least a 7, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that leaves us just enough to use the Sanji on the Luffy if it is a blocker. If it's a 0-cost event, then, well, it's a 0-cost event. Yeah, that's not a problem. 15 at 5. There we go. We got there. Ooh, they were playing the Kaido and Linlin. It would have been fun to see that one, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. All right, now we have a game against Brook. Here, I think I'm gonna mulligan just so I have something earlier to play. I'm gonna pass here. This is one where I don't want to go to 0 too quickly because the double swing is pretty dangerous out of this deck. And want to be able to throw off their math at the end of the game rather than find ourselves in a weird spot earlier. So they're using the event awful quickly here. They're going real hard on this. Whoa, 15 in trash already. I think this might work in our favor. I don't think that they should go that quickly to 0. But if it works, maybe that's my thing, is I need to be going to 0 faster. Here we're going to grab the Zoro because we want to go to a 9k leader and make it as difficult as possible for that double swing to kill us. We'll take here, on our next turn we'll probably take and heal to get max value out of it. Kingdom Come will work very nicely against their double swing, especially because we are already planning on being at 0. Kingdom Come, though, is being a pretty big investment for the turn. So we'll have to feel out if it is correct in the turn to go for it. Maybe just better to go to a 9k leader. Here, I will take here. Yeah, I think that was probably fine. Choose you, take the top life, then we'll play out. I'm actually think I'm gonna go. We're gonna just keep plunking away here. We want to get them low as well. And then on our next turn, we can potentially deal with what they play. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like the Nami versus Borsellino turn seems like an interesting spot. They're on 6 Dawn here. I'm fully expecting them to play the shoot, what's it called? Pirate docking. So that is a 6k that we can get rid of. Ooh, interesting choice here. Concern this character. Okay. This is one I haven't tried yet in my Brook list, so let's see. A 5 here. Do we have a nice 2k for it? We do have a nice 2k for it, so we're gonna let that one go. Because I do think that we want to maintain this pressure here. See, if they don't use up their blocker, then we will Beckman it. If they do use up their blocker, then obviously, okay, so they are going to use it to get our Lilith rested. I think it's a 7 and a heal, probably. Is what I think is probably going to be the right plays. There's a lot of good pressure on them here. Okay, so they do use up one of those. Let's play this out. I think we are going to want to block pretty aggressively because we know that they're running the Dead Man's Game. We've seen one here, just one. So up to 3 left in the deck. 8, almost certainly going to be the Luffy this turn. Yep, here's the Luffy. Depending on where they want to go, we have some good options. A 5k here. Let's give the free block here. Those blocks are a little bit easy. Let's see if he wants to go at it though. Yeah, he does. Here, I think I just Kingdom Come this. This is trash until you... That is a downside here. But it does put them on nearly nothing. So I think it's probably worth it. And then we go 5 lead. And then 7... Or 5, 6, 7? Yeah, 5, 6, 7 I think is the correct numbers here. 6. And they're at 8 cards. They can go for it on this next turn, but we'll be a 7k leader. And we're going to hold up this Heat Strike. And we'll be able to shrink their... whatever they restand, if they do go for it this turn, it'll shrink for the whole turn. We do not have a ton of counter though, so we do need to be careful here. They're at 0, so probably this Roger is gonna be the correct play next turn. There are a couple options where it's not, but a lot of times this will be the correct play, is to just play out Roger and go for it. But this is an interesting aggro matchup. I don't think that they're quite close enough to where they're going to be comfortable to go for it, especially because Nami is definitely not the one that they typically want to run. I'm gonna go Nami into another. Into another Luffy. Okay, here comes the Luffy. 10k. Without any blockers, though, this is a very simple, just swing 15. Okay, so they trash. They will not get 2 swings this turn. They've already used leader ability. Oh no! Now they're gonna lose because they don't get to use their thing. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Opponent is officially dead here. Eight at 7. 1k, 1k. We take no trigger, and they lose. They have no more attacks. They played their guys out of order, unfortunately. If they had swung a second one, then we get to, for another 10, we go to 11 with this one, effectively. Let's do one more. All right, so this deck seems pretty solid. Definitely you can feel that it is a little more linear in the game plan, but you do get to put on a lot of good aggro pressure, which is something that I can enjoy. Cards that I want to maybe try finding replacements for in the meantime is Borsellino and Nami. They're obviously very good, but it did not feel like either of them was like super critical to the deck. Unlike, I do think that the go to 9k is quite good. This card, I don't even remember ever drawing it. So who knows if this one's any good. But I am going to be looking for some alternatives to this. And we got to figure out how to play around this one better. Because the one time that I did get what I feel is good use out of it, I did lose 2 cards for no reason. So I need to recognize the times when I'm setting up to use it so that I lose less resources. But yeah, that is Radial Bonney, one that I'm definitely looking forward to maybe trying in person once I pin down a list. But thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.